Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphic and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted and Graphic Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What's the deal?
Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, we appreciate you guys. Whether you're watching on Wasted channel, my channel, Twitter, we just want to say we appreciate y'all. Make sure you get those likes up, pay your bar tabs, wipe them feet. Also hit that subscribe button on both channels if you guys are not subscribed yet. I know Wasted is damn near. He's getting to that 15K spot. We need to make sure we secure that very, very soon, especially before the draft. So if you guys can, make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. And we're trying to hit that 30K mark over here at OLV Raiders Network as well. So make sure for all the new people in the building, hit the subscribe button. It's free. It don't cost you a thing, and it helps us remain in the algorithm. My brother, man, it's been a minute since we've done something. I know it's been really, really quiet in the nation. So we didn't want to just do stuff just to do stuff. We've been doing more pre-recorded and all that good stuff, but there's a lot to talk about today, man. You know, Spytek and Pete Carroll out there at the owners' meetings. There's a lot of quotes that we want to go over here. A lot of the guys that cover the team on site got some interesting information from our head coach and our general manager. We're going to go over that as well. But how are you feeling right now with all the moves? Because we haven't even went live since we went and made, Devin White official, which they made it official today, but we knew that was already, locked and set in stone. But how you feeling right now?
We haven't.
Yeah.
The day that it happened, you went live, I went live, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you. And not to rehash anything, but I am excited about the spirit of that move. I don't necessarily know if it'll bear fruit because I don't know, Devin White at this point in his career. It's not like he's an old guy, he's a young kid. But sometimes you can't teach your old dog new tricks. I don't know if Pete and them will put him in the proper position to be successful. I suspect that they will, though.
Yeah.
And I suspect that, and I'm not going to say that Devin White is Bobby Wagner. I ain't going to say that. I mean, this Bobby Wagner, they were asking on Twitter.
If you did waste it, it'd be this.
Yeah, but when they were talking about that, I can see different ways you could use Devin White based off of how he rushes the passer, things like that. He doesn't necessarily have to be the green dot, doesn't necessarily have to be the Mike linebacker, but he fills that linebacker room out with an athletic guy who can tackle or who will knock the living crap out of you. And that's what I noticed with everybody that they've signed this offseason, from Chin to Devin White to Landon to all of these guys. These guys are hitters.
Yeah.
Lonnie Johnson, all these guys. So that when you come to Las Vegas this year, you are gonna know that you have played the Raiders win, lose, or draw. Because everybody on this defense is smacking people, and I love that.
Yeah, and real quick, for those who are still questioning the Geno situation, they spoke about that today, the GM and head coach Pete Carroll himself. We all know Geno is his guy from their time in Seattle and a father figure to him. The reason why he was traded to Vegas because of Pete Carroll, right? Departed ways with a third round pick, Devontae pick, and got our QB1. That should be done soon, you guys. They said that today. Like, they're not worried about the extension. I know a lot of people in the nation are worried about this press conference. I'm going to ask you, Wes, when the hell did we get so worried about press conferences? Like, right. I understand it. We're the Raiders and bad shit happens. I get it. But this is Pete Carroll and this is his guy. Like, I don't think that Spytek would want his first experience as a Raiders GM, a first-time GM period, have a stain on his jacket with making a trade for Geno Smith and them not securing that extension. They both said that they're working on it. It should be done soon. But once again, I've never been worried about it. What's your take on that?
I mean, I'm not worried about it because this is a place that Geno Smith wanted to be.
Yeah.
It was about the money. He was still be in Seattle because they offered him a contract extension, right? Yeah. And when John Snyder saw that it was too rich for his blood, or Geno really wasn't committed to staying out there, then Snyder moved on. Because if you really look at what he offered Sam Darnold, he offered Geno more than that.
Yeah.
So Geno, I don't know if it's a money thing. I think that the Raiders think that Geno Smith, all are on board, and they're probably trying to fill the roster out so that they can make his deal more advantageous for them having talent. I think Geno Smith wants to win.
Yes.
Everybody that's at quarterback in the National Football understands that on the other side of the foot of winning is success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Success that is off the football field translates into money outside of the National Football League. So to me, I think Geno is lock in step with these guys and some of the people that they're bringing in, and they're keeping them in the loop. But he forced his way here. He wanted to be here, and Pete wanted him here. So at this point, this is a nothing burger, man.
Yeah.
Nothing burger. And not for nothing, whether we didn't give him another dime, his bird rights are with the Raiders for one more year. Yeah. So it could be a situation where the Raiders draft a quarterback and they move on. They could possibly move on from Geno next year. Everything's up in the air.
And I've seen that narrative being painted that the Raiders are trying to see if maybe Shador is there at 6, and they're kind of playing a waiting game here to extend Geno if that's the case, and so on and so forth. I don't think that is at all. I think that they want Geno to be the guy here the next 2 or 3 seasons. And I think that regardless of who's there, even if Shador does come in, as that development guy behind Geno, that he knows he's going to be sitting for a while. So,
I mean, but Graphk, I got to throw this at you. Pete said he spoke today about this, right? About the Geno and they bring him in. He's young, he's a good arm, he's healthy, and for the next couple of years and all this other stuff, right? That could be how Pete feels, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why this isn't done might be because there's a guy that is above Pete in this organization might feel a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
He might feel a little differently. It's not like Pete has total autonomy here. You know what I mean? So that caveat, the two things can be true at the same time. It could be that Pete Carroll wants him to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future, but does Tom Brady see it that way?
And you know what? We shall see here soon. Salute to Josh as well. The Raiders are giving my boy Cam Miller a visit. For those who are not familiar with him, North Dakota State, 6'1" quarterback. I got a chance to watch him very close, wasted at the Shrine Bowl. Not really, not at all. Mind you, he had a few little splash plays. He's pretty mobile. He can get out the pocket and make some moves with his legs, but that's not the move to make. I'm telling you now, he did not stand out at the Shrine Bowl around a bunch of kind of weak talent outside of Kyle McCord at the quarterback position at the Shrine Bowl. So it's cool that they're just kind of turning every rock and seeing what they have out there. And we should give Cam a visit. There's no reason not to. But I don't think that this is necessarily a move that we would make. It'd probably be a UDFA type situation or a late round development guy. But I don't think the Raiders would look at Cam Miller to be the answer of the foreseeable future. It's just not going to be.
Not at all. And to be honest with you, man, we've all been known to make a few splash plays and make a miss. Hi-oh! Hi-oh!
Yo, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, let's get the first super in real quick. Salute to my guy, 2-4, one of the GOATs over here. Wasted, missed the last show, but saw it on the rewind. But that chat wasted crime was hideous and nasty work. Enough with the nonsense and the filth.
That's right. That is right. This is a family show, everybody. It's a family show. You guys have definitely careened into a place that, you know what? The Wasted Talent Army, you guys are on punishment. This is terrible.
Salute to our brother Taino, CGR in the building, all our people, man. Appreciate you, Paul, my guy. Everybody is rocking with us. There's a lot to unpack today, you guys. Once again, Pete Carroll, our head coach, John Spytek, we're at the owners' meetings today. We got a little bit more, some answers, a little bit more to some of the questions that the nation has right now going into the draft. We'll first talk with the O-line, okay? There was a lot of talk of, in the nation right now, are we going to take right tackle there at 6? Are we going to take potentially Will Campbell? Colton Miller has 1 year left on his deal. I don't believe there's any guaranteed money left. He'll be a free agent next year. There's a lot of questions about this, and they kind of pretty much went out there and said, this is from Spytek's mouth. He said, pretty much it's gonna be 3 guys, fighting for the guard spots, and also the center spots. Right? It's gonna be Kappa. They brought in the veteran, who probably will be slotted in as one of the starters because of the familiarity with Brady and Spytek. Meredith is gonna be fighting for one of those spots. They also mentioned JPJ. Well, 4 guys. My apologies. JPJ, which I think will end up being the center, and it's the right move, period, point blank. And then Parham. Okay. So, but they also said that the other guys will be fighting for the center spot, which is JPJ, Meredith, and Parham. Honestly, if we're going into week 1 tomorrow, this is just me, because I know that they said that they're high on DJ Glaze. They said that today, the young, right tackle out of Maryland, former 3rd-round pick. They're going to bring some competition in for sure. We don't know where Mumford is in the grand scheme of things. Will he be a guard? Will he get back to right tackle? We don't know yet. But they did speak about the offensive line a little bit. It sounds like they'll address. Spytek did say something. You guys know I like my O-lineman. So I'm assuming that they're going to go into the draft and take a tackle and a guard and have some competition there. But to me, it's got to be Colton. It's got to be right now with what we have right now. Kappa, I know people are going to be like, what? No Parham? No. I got Kappa. I got Meredith at the other guard spot, JPJ at the center with DJ Glaze. And then Parham could be a backup center and a backup guard. Yeah. We have some guys that have some versatility here that can move around a little bit. Yeah. And just in case, let's say Mumford does beat out Glaze, or we bring in another guy, Glaze can move in the guard, give us some reps there. We have a very versatile offensive line right now.
Hey, listen, man, this is like a room full of Denzel Goods, Khalif Barnes kind of guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to be real with you. When you got guys like that, because the NFL is a war of attrition throughout the year, you're going to have injuries when you talk about the guys in the trenches, because they're taking contact, not some plays, but every single play. Yeah. So those guys wear down. The bigger guys, when you have guys that can play multiple positions, you don't have as much of a distinct drop-off.
Yeah.
When you get guys like, say, for instance, a JPJ, a thing that would make a JPJ an all-pro is just not his play on the field. It's his durability.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen if he can be durable. If he's not a durable guy at center, he might be a damn good center, but it doesn't mean a hill of beans unless he can stay healthy. All pro guys stay healthy. That's the one thing about Colton Miller you can never say until the last year or two. Colton Miller has been a staple at left tackle.
Yeah.
A freaking staple. And let's hope that some of these young guys become that and we don't have to tap into the depth.
And Kappa, once again, I think 2 years ago, he sustained what was it, a pec injury or rotate? It was something along those lines. So what those kind of
Super Bowl year, he had an ankle injury. He didn't play in the Super Bowl.
Okay, but I also believe he had like a pec injury or like a rotator's cuff. So it was something along those lines, and that takes time to heal from. Look that up, Wasted, if you get a chance to.
No.
I believe he sustained it was either a rotator cuff or a pec. A torn pec. There you go, Loso. It was a torn pec. So that takes time to heal from. So we're going to see if we get, Tampa Bay Buccaneer version of Alex Kappa here. But once again, you guys, if that's what they're rolling with right now, do not be afraid of what's going on right now. We have a better coaching staff. We have better, people that can better people that I have an eye for talent here. And we will address the O-line, regardless if it's in the 1st round, 6th round, whatever it is. We're going to bring in some extra bodies. I'm also excited about Will Putnam. I know you don't agree with me on that, Wasted. The center out of Clemson, UDFA. I like him. I think that he may find a spot on this roster as well. He has a nasty streak to him. I think Pete Carroll and those guys and Chip Kelly are going to love what he brings to the table also. So that's another guy that can fight for a spot.
I am offended. Listen, I am as pro Will Putnam as the next guy.
Then it must have been our brother that is named after a tool. And it looks like he may have been a tool in this instance, Mr. Hammer's house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, so when you start talking about the Alex Kappa injury history over the years, last year in 2024, he had a concussion, week 16, he was questionable. 2022 did not play, ankle out. 2022 ankle. 2019 elbow, forearm, elbow. Yeah. So the pec injury, I'm actually looking for that, but I don't see it. As far as why he missed games, those were the reasons why he missed games.
Yeah, but he's dealt with some other things, but
he's had some hand injuries.
Yeah,
he's had things that have not kept him out of games. So this is a guy, like, when you start talking about, just like anybody else, right? There's a difference between injured and hurt, right? The stuff that's kept him up are not the things that are coming up as far as with Alex Kappa, man. Yeah. So the thing is, he's a guy to me that not only has to prove that he can get back up to the level of play he's playing, he has to prove that he can stay on the field and stay healthy, man.
Factory. Salute to Daniel. I want to tackle at 6. Play him at guard, improves the line, and you have your future left tackle. So I'm assuming Daniel means Will Campbell, the left tackle at the LSU. I'm assuming that that's what you mean. If you're taking him at 6, you're probably moving because of the short arms and so on and so forth. You know, I'm assuming you mean Will Campbell there. Salute to my guy Mondo. Hey man, you know, one of my good friends from Sacramento that I grew up with is out here right now, and we're having a cigar, having a couple little Michelob Ultras, keeping it light. Salute to my brother Mar. He's in another room right now, kicking it. But yes, salute to my guy Mondo. But Will Campbell's going to be a stud. I know some people are not high on him. They think because of the short arms and blah. I think he's going to be a stud at the next level. Oh, you met Mimbu? Okay, well he's been a right tackle.
Yeah, so but bro, Mimbu. This is the thing. I like Mimbu because of his physical gifts, but it's not like Mimbu's arms are way longer than Will Campbell's, dude.
But he may not even be there at 6 anyway. Where the New England is sitting there and they can use another lineman. One of these guys could be gone. I know they brought in Morgan Moses, but let's just keep it a buck here. He has been very average and he's dealt with some things as well, and he's getting up there in age. So I wouldn't be shocked if Mimbu or Will Campbell are gone to New England. They're at where, 4?
Yeah, maybe. But see, this is the thing. You got to look at it, right? There are 6 offensive tackles in the National Football League with under 33-inch arms, right? And I'm going to name them. Bernard Raymond, Braden Smith, Caleb McGarry, Luke Graphk, Kendall Lamb, and Alaric Jackson. And there's some conflicting numbers with Alaric Jackson. I'm hearing that his arms are longer than that, right?
Yeah.
So most of the guys in this draft, man, have sub 33-inch arms, man. You know, Will Campbell is 32 and 5/8. Gray Zabel's 32.
Yeah.
Marcus Mbow, 32. And, you know, Armin Mimbu is 33 and a half. You know, Josh Simmons, 33. You know, Ariante Essery is 33. Donovan Jackson, Ohio State's a guy I love, 33 and a half. And Anthony Belton has like some of the longest arms in his draft. But I think I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these guys that are in this draft are guys that are not as highly touted, not because of their game tape, but because of the measurements, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about taking any of these guys, I like Armin Mimbu. But Armin Mimbu is a guy who's had one good year. Nobody talked about Armin Mimbu last year.
Nope.
Will Campbell has been consistently excellent his whole time in the SEC, playing against the best talent in the world. Competed for a national title at LSU. So if you're gonna take one of these guys at 6, Will Campbell would be the guy, because that game tape and everything is gonna prove everything for you.
Even though Mimbu's tape this year is probably the best tape out of any of these prospects, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, his tape is phenomenal, but like I said, it was this year.
You're right.
You can go back. And Armin Mimbu, to me, I told you, he has the most physical gifts out of these guys. I like Armin Mimbu.
You just can't afford to miss at 6.
You can't. Yeah. See, this is the thing. The only time, and I said this on my show, the only time I've seen the Raiders take a guy who's physically talented, who had a kind of a flash in the pan year as far as from not a tape perspective.
Don't do it. Oh, okay.
Was Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was a guy that kind of came out of nowhere. He had a terrific game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. He showed that he could play at the same level as guys from bigger schools. And we took Khalil Mack, and it was
translated.
It's translated. But most of the time when we do stuff like this, it normally blows up in the Raiders' faces.
Yes, facts. Salute to Oscar, man. Thanks for the content, gents. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate content. Salute to my guy Oscar Prince on the $5 house. Salute to our guy Brandon, the Jersey King himself. Just don't be using those Jerry Jones measurables. Hashtag
whoa. Easy, Brandon.
Nasty
Brandon. Crap.
So we talked about the O-line. Let's get to this quarterback situation. This is, what Pete Carroll was talking about today at the ownership meetings. He was asked about, the Geno Smith situation and pretty much if that's going to take us out of the running to take a young quarterback early. This was his words. Yeah, we are building, always. So taking Geno is an immediate fix for us. It is going to last us. We are going to get a number of years from Geno at his very best. He is as healthy and ready to go. He is tuned in as he's ever been, but that does not mean that we do not see a guy. There were some guys coming out that have tremendous potential, and we would just take a look at each spot and the opportunity that is presented and the choices that we have. We are not excluding any positions. So for those who are still high on potentially taking a quarterback there, i.e. Shedeur Sanders, there's still, an opportunity there if he's there. I don't think he's going to be available, but either way, I think this takes us out of the running right there at 6. I think Pete is like, I'm running with my guy. Period, point blank, the end. He said a few years. That doesn't sound like a move you make at 6 for Shedeur and have him sit for however long. He said Geno's healthy. He's ready to go. I don't think we're going that early. Now, if we take one in the second round, if Jackson falls down there and they think he's the guy, or if they take a Kyle McCord or a Will Howard there in the middle rounds, not against it. And I know that we're really high on Jalen Milroe. So I wouldn't be shocked if we took him there, if he was available in the third round as well. But all signs are pointing towards Geno being the guy for us these next 2 or 3 seasons, and us having a young kid this season to develop in the draft, and we'll go from there. So what do you think about what he said there? Is it kind of like we're done with the quarterback situation at 6, or no, how do you take those words?
Because I think what he did was he left the door open for them to take a quarterback. He didn't double down and say that we're not going to take anybody. He says, we got to look into the second half of that quote, how they're going to take. It doesn't mean that they won't look at a quarterback. It doesn't mean.
No. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying if they want to compete this year, which they said they do, it doesn't sound like a move they want to make at 6.
Well, that's the thing, right? Why does everybody put so much weight on just the first round? If you take a quarterback in the first round and you take a guard or something in the second round, that doesn't mean that the guard in the second round won't have just as much of an impact as the first round guy.
No, right? Agree. But this is
let me land, right? Yo, like with JPJ. JPJ could have been a lot of other teams' first round pick, but we got value out of him in second. So I think that this is a group think thing. I think if Pete had his druthers, he wouldn't draft a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But with Tom Brady having a relationship he has with a Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yeah.
John Spytek being a GM in a situation where he had a Tom Brady, and that's what it took to win. I think those two voices would probably win out over Pete if they felt like they had a guy that could move this organization into the future.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to be here when Pete's gone.
Yeah. So that's why I think, bro, I'm going to be real with you. If Shedeur Sanders is there, brother, I'm telling you right now, bro, buckle up.
We shall see. Salute to Rudy. I'm going to do these back-to-back. Salute to our guy, Rudy, the vet, Russo, and Brandon. Bring back Hunter. Make it happen, fellas. And Brandon says, any Hunter news? Let me just say this. He went in, left without a deal. There's no real update there. It was kind of like a filling out process. Them just seeing where Hunter is and, is he serious about a comeback? They had a discussion with them. They did not rule out. This is according to Vic Tafer. Hunter Renfrow visited with Spytek and Carroll last week, motivated to return to the playing field after a year off. No urgency, but wouldn't rule out a return. So there's still a chance that we can potentially bring in former Raider Hunter Renfrow. It was a filling out process. You got the guy missed a year of football. So, they want to make sure that if they do, make an investment in Hunter Renfrow, who's still fairly young, that he's prepared to play football this season. You don't bring in a guy that missed a ton of football after concussions and injuries and just sign him off. You got to make sure, check him out, see where he is mentally, so on and so forth. He visited with the Panthers. He visited with us. And it sounds like there may be a few other teams that may bring him in to take a look at him as well. So there's no rush with Hunter Renfrow. I don't think too many people are running to their phones to call Hunter Renfrow to sign him right now because of him missing so much football. And the last 2 years really weren't that productive. We can blame that on Josh McDaniels, but all else, it's still the same. He wasn't that productive.
Well, and also, right, this is a caveat that I think people are missing. Hunter Renfrow sat out last year, not voluntarily. There were no sniffs that were significant enough to make him sign. I didn't hear anybody kicking the tires on Hunter Renfrow last year.
And there was a lot of rumors of us, remember, releasing him and then trying to bring him back on a potentially a cheaper deal because of his contract.
Yeah.
And from what I was told was he decided to sit out, which you could be right, though. It could have been a situation where he wasn't in high demand. So he just said, you know what, I'm going to take a year to get healthy, get right, and see if this is actually what I want to do. So, but you're right, though. But
he showed up to the organization this time, and this is just air quotes. I'm just pontificating here. But I think he showed up with his bag of grapes, his hair down to his shoulders, looking like the dude from the Big Lebowski. and look, I think that Hunter Renfrow is Jones to play football, and I think the only way it happens is here with us. Yeah. If Hunter Renfrow was out there and active and viable, there's a million guys who got signed last year who have never done anything in the National Football League that played, and he didn't. Yeah. So I don't want to hear that. I think that people saw him get the Sonic rings knocked out of him, and this is more of a thing where they're trying to see if medically he can play.
And honestly, I put this on Twitter. I love Hunter Renfrow, you guys, but I would still prefer Tyler Lockett at this point, even at 32. He's coming off of a year where he only had 600 yards of production, but he was the third option. He was the third option behind DK, in Jackson. But he still had 2 touchdowns, 600 yards. 600 yards is more than what Hunter had his last 2 seasons as a Raider.
Wash your mouth. That was
but why not bring in a guy that already has familiarity with the quarterback?
You wash your mouth out with soap, Graphk.
Look, there's a guy that I'd rather have than both of them, and it's Elijah Moore. He fits exactly what Spytek and those were saying today, right? Which was, what were they saying? We've been taking looks at guys that have something to prove. They have something to prove right now. Who has more to prove than Elijah Moore? He's 24 or just turned 25 years old. Why not bring him in? Because he has not had a good quarterback situation. And he's been working out with your QB1.
You know who's got more to prove than Elijah Moore? Hunter Renfrow.
Does he?
He's trying to prove he can get back in the damn league.
But this is a guy that had a Pro Bowl year a few seasons back, right? I mean, but bro, Elijah Moore was highly, All-American at Ole Miss. Fell into the second round, and a guy that DK Metcalf and AJ Brown were saying, like, he was better than us. This is a guy to me that has a ton to prove because of the quarterback situation with the Jets and with Cleveland. I think that's the better look. But Tyler Lockett makes sense because of what he has done up to this point. Pro Bowl, All-Pro guy, and he has connection with the quarterback. I mean, and all that. But I would rather do Elijah Moore. I'd rather have him in Vegas. Well, I mean, over either one of these guys.
So wait, hold on. So let me ask you a quick question. You just said that you'd rather do Elijah Moore. The F is wrong with you. Somebody, please.
Salute to Brandon on gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother, the Jersey King himself, man. Salute to everybody in the building, all the new Green Dot gang because of Brandon. Salute to Wasted with just disgusting thoughts in his brain. Salute to Red Eye Nation on becoming a member as well. And the salute to our brother Taino with a 20-piece on each channel.
Taino!
Salute to our guy Taino gifting 40 of them things. Everybody, welcome to Green Dot Gang. Welcome to Get Off My Lawn Gang. We appreciate you, Taino, so much. Brandon, Red Eye, we thank you guys so much. I promise you I wasn't trying to do anybody realistically, bro. I promise. Salute. I mean, look, Elijah Moore's a good-looking kid, though. I got to keep it a buck out. He's a good-looking kid. He's a good-looking kid, man.
Guys, the show's
Yo,
F is wrong with you.
Salute to everybody. Once again, man, salute to my guy, Taino. I appreciate you, bro. We have 1,100 people in here, man. Everybody was missing the Graphk and Wasted or the Wasted and Graphk show. Thank you guys so much for showing up full force as always. We appreciate you guys so much. But I'm going to be honest with you. He said, Daniel said, Graphk out here shooting his shot. Yo, but I'm just saying, man, I think Elijah Moore would be a great addition to what we're doing.
From a physical standpoint, he has more left in the tank than a lot of those guys, right? Yeah. So I think with Elijah Moore, what you're looking at is what he can become, not for him to rekindle what he once was.
Yeah.
And that normally doesn't happen in the National Football League, right? Like once you reach a certain level of play, once that level of play declines, then now you have an issue to where, it's almost never that they ever get back to what they once were.
Yeah.
The thing with Hunter Renfrow that I'm just very curious about, not a lot of the things that happened with Hunter Renfrow were predicated upon the Josh McDaniels arrival, right? It was predicated on the fact that the guy lost his confidence. It's predicated on the fact that, he was put in some bad positions. He wasn't allowed to play his game. He wasn't allowed to do some of the backyard stuff that he was doing. Having a coach like Pete Carroll will kind of open up what he was allowed to do under John Gruden. And
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see, like, just as like kind of the same way how I was curious to see how Derek would play if he got Devontae Adams. I'm curious to see if Hunter Renfrow can still play at that level. And I think he can, because he is not an old guy. Hunter Renfrow is a young man, bro. He's not 30 years old yet.
And he would instantly be one of the top 10 route runners in the NFL immediately coming back, from taking the year off. I agree with you, man. But once again, is he allowed to do that and one shit? Josh McDaniels' offense was so robotic. It's if you don't take every step the right way, we're not playing you. Like, you need to do every single. But we seen what happened with Devontae and Hunter running into each other. Like, it takes one false move in that offense, and it's not right. You're right. The big question is, would Chip Kelly allow him to play that backyard and one type game? Because that's when Hunter Renfrow is the best. That's when you allow him to go out there and just play his game. But once again, you got guys like Tyler Lockett who already, one thing about Tyler that a lot of people hate is the yards after the catch. One thing about him is, Waste, if you watch him very closely, a lot of people have said this to me, and I'm very familiar with Tyler Lockett's game. He'll catch football, he'll drop. Look, he's 32 years old. Boop, I'm dropping. Like, he's still a deep ball threat, pause if necessary. But I'm just saying,
when Tyler Lockett catches the football, he drops like toys from Toy Story when Andy comes in the room.
Yeah.
When Andy or one of the,
that was a great analogy, man.
Thank you. I tend to do that from time.
That was phenomenal, bro.
Applaud me, everyone.
No,
applaud me. Thank you.
I love it. But once again, you guys, no update on Hunter Renfrow. The thing is, it's a filling out process. They're trying to see where he is. Hunter's trying to see where the Raiders are. But what we're trying to do moving forward with this new coaching staff, remember, he's a year removed. Everything is different in that building right now. So Hunter, he's coming in and just seeing what is what at this point. Yeah, there's still some former teammates there. You got Max, you got Colton, you got guys still in the building that he played with. But once again, a year off from football, it's a tough job to come back from that. This, Wasted. I remember, bro, playing baseball my entire life. I took a year off. I got back. Look, it took me a minute to be who I was before. Like, it was tough coming back and getting back. And that's baseball. This is even tough.
But see, this is the thing, man. It's almost like, for me, that's under the assumption that Hunter hasn't been actively working on his craft.
Whoa.
He's just been sitting around scratching himself.
He just put it. No, his tweet said it himself that he's just been working these past 2 months. So, like, he pretty much stated he hasn't been working around the clock trying to get back into the NFL.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that if he's at half of his work rate, that to me means that he's still going, right? Like, I don't know if he just totally just checked out. I think if he stayed at half of his work rate, I don't think that mountain would be too tall a climb. Now, if he has done nothing for a year, then I think he cooked. Okay. If he's done nothing for an entire year, like if he was like selling cars or something like that for a year, and
apparently it was like a recycling company. I don't know what so much.
It was like that, because it reminds me a lot of Josh Gordon.
Yes, Flash.
Josh Gordon, couldn't. He had to get back to getting a job.
Yeah.
So he was like selling cars, and he wasn't really working out. And when he came back, he never could rekindle the greatness that he left behind.
I got to throw this out there too, man. It sounds like the dream of the Raiders returning to Napa is not going to happen. Vic was out there apparently speaking to, the brass, and it doesn't sound like training camp in Napa is going to happen. After all, the Raiders gave it a shot. This is according to Vic Tafer. He put a tweet out there. So it sounds like it wasn't the Raiders. It sounds more along the lines of it was Napa and us not being able to return to our old stomping ground. So for those Northern California fans like myself, kind of sucks, man, to hear that we're not returning to Napa for training camp, which absolutely sucks. I feel like Northern California deserves to be able to feel like we're still close with our team. We've lost so much. You know what I mean? Like, it just sucks to see that they're not going to be out there. But sounds like we're not going to be back in Napa. Salute to Brandon. Hunter is younger than his hairline, the Baldwin twins. It'd be fun to watch him and Brock together. You know what I mean? It'd be comedy central.
They're going to look like them. Brock and Gino look like an accounting firm.
Yeah, facts.
They look like they're trying to sell people bad stocks like Boiler Room.
Salute to JJM director. What would you give Cleveland for the number 2 spot? I mean, what are you going up to get? Honestly, like you're not going up to get a quarterback. Like, are you going up to get Abdul Carter? Are you going up to get Travis Hunter? Who are you going up to? What are you going up there to get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and going from 6 to 2 when Cleveland has so many needs, they have a ton of needs on that roster, bro. If you go up and down that roster and you look, they have a lot of needs. So you're gonna have to part ways with a couple picks from this year's draft, probably 3 of them, and some future first and then some. So, but I'm not moving up. Just stay at 6. Stay where you are. There's no reason to move up now that you got Geno. Why trade up? There's no reason to trade up. Now, if we didn't get Geno and we only have Aiden in the building right now,
yeah, there'd be a sense of urgency to move up. But see, the thing is, with
Spytek spoke on that way. So he said, now that we have him in the building, there's not the sense of like, holy shit, we got to make a move.
This is the thing, right? With Spytek, I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little hard on meeting here. But with Spytek, Pete Carroll, what they've done this entire offseason is give the Raiders flexibility. And what they've done is they've given them a foundation that we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah.
Like some of these moves, I hear people on Twitter complaining about we didn't go out and go get EJ Speed or somebody like that. And I'm like, bro, how do you know that the Raiders wanted a guy like that? That's really not good. Like, I'm not saying EJ Speed's terrible, but he's the name in the game don't quite line up to what people think of, bro.
Yeah.
And the Raiders felt like, yo, we're going to go out and get guys that fit what we want to do, and they're going to line up financially to what we feel we should pay them. To me, that's how you run an organization. Yeah. If you look at how New England has won all of those years, they never overpaid for their talent. They didn't overpay Randy Moss. They didn't overpay Ty Law.
Yeah. Yeah.
They went out and they said, yo, dollar cost average. Hey, Randy. Hey, man, you getting a little long on the tooth, brother. We're not giving you no contract, man. See you later.
Yep. Hey, real quick, Alpha, that's great. And I know that he's been talking to Gru and stuff like that. The Giants still have the rights to Darren Waller. I love the interview that he had with Gruden. It was cool, but understand this. What did he say in the interview that made you, like, he didn't love the game until he got with Gruden. Like this was a guy that it was clearly all the offseason, all the off-field stuff that he dealt with. He didn't love the game. And there's a reason why he left the Giants. He had a ton of money that was left on the table. Guy doesn't love football. You know what I mean? So I don't think that there's really any reason to bring in Waller. It'd be crazy, right, to bring him back into the fold and put him at the X where, he was a college wide receiver. He's 6'6", still has all the measurables and the skills, but he doesn't love the game. And I don't think that Pete Carroll wants anyone in that building that doesn't love football the way he loves football. So, well, I'm going to ask you this. What was your opinion on Pete Carroll saying that he's really excited about Eric Stokes, that he's like the perfect kind of corner that he looks for in his corners. What do you think about that?
Well, one, it shows me exactly what I thought when we brought in Chin. He is trying to recreate the greatness that he had in Seattle with the Legion of Boom, because Eric Stokes is a rangy, big corner, very, very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Sherman, big guy, very talented, former wide receiver. Stokes is a guy who has great hands for a DB.
Yeah.
It shows me that Pete Carroll is leaning into what he knows, and he's not trying to reinvent the wheel. I love the fact that he highlighted the Stokes move, because when he brought him in, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. He kind of reaffirmed that. And
the injuries have really hampered his career. Year one in his rookie season coming out of Georgia, former first-round pick to the Green Bay Packers, had a good year. He's 6'1", 195, somewhere around that range. He does fit the mold of what Pete Carroll loves at the corner spot. So, I look, some people may not want to hear this, but he definitely has an opportunity to win a starting job for the Raiders. Barring any setbacks in terms of injuries, Stokes can be a guy for it. Salute to fuck you, the greatest name in YouTube history. Somebody needs to fix OGs. No, Taino just gifted 20.
Yeah, mine are fixed. They fixed. Yeah.
Salute
the Custer.
Salute to fuck you, though. Salute to Steven becoming a member as well. I don't know what channel it is, but we do not care, Steven. We appreciate you, brother, so much for supporting what we do, man. So much. Salute to our guy. If you guys want to become Green Dot, get off my lawn gang, hit the links. They're pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV and Raider Nation Unlimited. We talked about the Stokes situation. I'm gonna kill this real quick because I see a lot of people talking about Tyreek Hill right now, right? He's on Twitter. Oh, he came on both channels. There we go. Steven is the GOAT. Wanting to leave Miami, right? So early on, I think once the season ended, he was like, pretty much get me out of here, right? And then he kind of rescinded on that. He said, look, I apologize, to the Miami fan base and the team. I want to stay here and woo, woo. You guys, he's 31 years old. He had a down year last year. Who wouldn't in that situation, with the quarterback situation? There was a lot that goes into that. He had like 900 yards of production last season, which was cool. But 31 years old, he's had some hamstring injuries. He's had some stuff that he's dealt with. I think dude got like 19 and a half kids. The half is like, I swear he probably got a midget somewhere. You know what I mean? Like bro, like this.
Not a midget, bro. This,
you know what I mean? Like, I think he's owed like next season, isn't it? Like not this season, but like the following. Like 58 million.
His cap hit is 27.7 million for this season, increasing
58
$1.9 million in 2026, brother.
Yeah. So once again, you guys, Tyreek Hill will not be a Raider. It makes no sense to make a move for him and take on that kind of cap on a 31-year-old wide receiver. At that point, you might as well just pay the 17 or 18 for Cooper Kupp or pay the 20-something for Stephon Diggs. But this guy is getting paid massive amounts of money. And remember what they parted ways with in terms of draft capital to get him from the Chiefs. There's a lot of money on the line. I don't see him moving from Miami. So,
Graphinator, I put something for you to show. It is a laundry list of Tyreek Hill injuries, man.
Yeah.
2019, brother.
Hammy, hand wrist ligament, ankle sprain, pedal heel bruise, leg quad strain. I mean, thigh hamstring sprain, like
sternum fracture, bro. They cracked his sternum like we want to happen to Patrick Mahomes. Get his back slammed in like a jabroni.
Yeah. And once again, this is a guy that wants the football a lot. Could you imagine him seeing Brock Bowers taking a ton of reps away from him? He'd probably be crying a river on some Justin Timberlake shit. I am not here for that. That contract, the age, the injuries, the headache that you have to deal with on the field and off the field. No, thank you, sir. But salute to Wasted Talent for putting a laundry list of shit and adding more reasons to why not to go get Tyreek Hill.
You know what? Let's just like, if you don't look at your history, you're doing the repeat it.
Yes.
Going out and getting these high-priced receivers, especially when you have a team that's building towards something. Mm-hmm. So with these high-priced receiver guys, what they do is they come here and it's about money a lot of the times. And then they get the money. They get their money, right? The Raiders bring them in, they get their money.
Yeah.
Then they'll say, I want to win. So they're not winning. They try to make it about that. But mostly it is about them getting the football.
Yeah.
That is what this is about. It's always about that. And the crazy thing is that this team is not long for us going out there and drafting an X. You don't need to have a superstar guy at the X. You just need him to be there to be able to take the top off of the defense and be that projection
50-50 ball guy that can go up and get it.
Like, even if it's an Andre Holmes type of guy.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Because guess what? You have a stud on your offense in Brock Bowers where he can be the 1A kind of guy. You don't necessarily need to have a stud TO type of ball dominant wide receiver.
Trey Harris in round 2, man. Trey Harris in round 2.
Yo, listen, this room is filled with some talented guys that got a lot of different skills and archetypes.
Yeah. Love it. Salute to Rube. Spytek likes big DBs as well. Carlton Davis, Dean, both CBS corners with speed or with size that help Tampa win. Talk, Rube. That's why I think that they're both going to be on the same same page when it comes to going out and get these guys like the Eric Stokes. That they both have done the same thing historically. Rube with a fucking haymaker. Salute to my guy on the $5 holla, always adding great value to every one of our shows. Salute to Pace. Would y'all be mad if we picked I Don't Watch Film Tet over GT? Yes, I would. I don't think that's the move to make. I have him as a top 5 receiver in this draft, but I don't have him in my top 3. And I think it would be a mistake to take a guy that just told you he doesn't love football, and he's also really, really skinny. This is not a Megatron situation where he's just built like an absolute fucking machine. Like, I would not want to go that route at all. I just want it. And once again, he was very close with his quarterback at Arizona. They forced him the ball a lot this past season. He had a great season of production, but I would not do that. And this does not mean that I don't like the kid. I think he can be he could be a great wide receiver if he locks in at the next level. I just think it would be a massive misstep, a massive mistake for these guys to take him at 6. And I think that they're very smart. They're smart enough to know that would be a mistake at 6.
Well, you know why it's a mistake? Even if he loved the game, right? You can look at what he is as a player, right? He is an unfinished product.
Yeah.
In a room where you have options to be able to complete past the guys. You got Jacoby Myers there. You got Brock Bowers. You got guys.
Yeah.
Right? What do you got in the running back room? Like, so we weren't 32nd in passing last year. We were 31st or 32nd in rushing last year, bro. That is a dire need. That's the reason why I've amended my viewpoint.
I love it. Wasted.
Amended it, bro, because you are one of the 3 worst rushing teams in football.
Can I get that?
That is an urgency, bro.
I need the where's that at?
Wait, I don't know. Here it goes. Wait, what the F is going on here? I don't know. Grab what the F? No, that's not it.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what? I'll do it without it.
Yeah, I don't know what the F's going on here, man.
Wasted is on the GT train now, and I love it.
Yeah, stuff is happening here, man. Stuff is happening here, and I don't. Stuff is happening here. I think this is a job for Hammer. Oh, wait a minute.
There
it is. This is a job for Hammer. Damn it.
But get back into your spiel, brother. I agree,
bro. I would just say that when you talk about need. Right, we talk about need, we talk about BPA, we talk about drafting a good player and a player that's going to be here. All of those archetypes fall under a guy like Genty. And let's just remove the fact that he's an infinitely better running back than McMillan is a wide receiver, right? Let's just talk about the man.
Yeah.
The man.
That loves football. And he's a great human being.
And people ranted and raved about him.
Mm-hmm. But also
the guy that you're not sure whether, and look, I don't know whether that video was in context. I'm not gonna just
somebody said it was a few seasons ago, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know what
so I don't know. I'm not gonna just heap all of that on him, right? But it's something that you can't unsee. If that was ever in his psyche, that is something that I do not want to come and rear its ugly head.
At 6,
especially when you've gone through something, and I don't want to throw stones on a cast aspersions, but there were rumblings that Michael Mayer had some kinks in the armor before he came out. There were some rumblings, right?
Mm-hmm. And he's dealt with it before, previously, yes.
And it reared his ugly head.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. First round, top 10 pick, clean as effing possible.
Yep.
So I'm not even considering McMillan. I'm considering Genty, Mimbu, Campbell. I am considering guys like Mason Graham, even though we've doubled and tripled down on the defensive line, because Mason Graham, people are saying, could be the safest pick in the draft.
But also guys that are going to give you way more than potentially 10 to 12 reps a game. Genty can essentially run the ball 30 times if you need him to. You don't want him to, you know what I'm saying? But this kid's probably going to get 10 to 12 targets tops, a game. Like,
and guess what? If he don't work on that release, he'll get even less.
Talk that shit. Salute the rough cuts. 2 words. Willie Lampkin. I like this kid too. The guard out of North Carolina. An all-nation wrestler with a record of 47-0. Go check him out. He's one of my must-haves in this. I've took him a lot in the later rounds, in a ton of mock drafts. I definitely like this kid a lot, Ruff. Lampkin could be one of those late-round gems, potentially. Like McClendon Curtis went as a UDFA, but he kind of gives me that kind of feel. A late-round guy that can be somebody that can be a spark for you on the O-line.
Super amount of value. Amount of value. That he screams. He screams high production, low draft pick. He just screams it.
Salute to Yeti on becoming a member and also gifting 5. Raider Nation Unlimited. And also, man, Yeti, we appreciate you so much. My brother in Indiana Raider gifting 5. You guys are truly the best. We do not deserve any of you guys. We appreciate y'all so much. Welcome. Welcome to Green Dot Gang. Welcome to Get Off My Lawn Gang. If you guys missed out on those, hit the links. They're pinned up on both channels. Once again, it definitely helps us keep the lights on. It helps us to be able to do this as much as we do. Indiana, my brother, love you. Salute to you and salute to Yeti as well. El Chito, great show, fellas. And I hope we stay away from GT. He's not a Brock Bowers type of player. He bought out in a week. I already know. We're going to conference and more miles
than the 01 Civic. Bro,
Chito, I look, agree to disagree, my brother.
Bro, like what I would tell you is this. There have been other running backs that have had more miles than an 01 Civic, i.e., Derrick Henry.
He almost ran the ball 400 times his last season.
Derrick Henry had over 400 carries coming out of Alabama.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, has not been a guy in the National Football League that has been sparingly used, right? Guys like Derrick Henry, guys like Marcus Allen, guys like Barry Sanders, guys like Emmitt Smith, God put them on earth to carry the football.
Yeah.
The other people, they get hurt, they get dinged up. The way Austin Genty looks, he looks like one of them guys who are going to be perennial All-Pro that look like new money 10 years into his career. Yeah. If you look at guys like him, guys like Charles Woodson, I'm not saying that he's an all-time great, but them all-time great kind of guys, if he is an all-time great kind of guy, they just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
They just don't. And when you meet them, and I'm sure C. Wood probably has some injuries. He struggles with certain things physically, but I'll tell you what.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
The guy looked like new money. You get around him, he walk in there, he ain't limping, he ain't hurting. Yeah. None of that, bro. Them guys are different, bro.
Heat check. You know what's funny? We talked about them being a team that can potentially take them before us, which I can see happening. Vrabel had Derrick Henry. They want to run the ball, right? But you know what? I think they're going to beef up that O-line. And I think that they like what they have with Ramondre Stevenson. He struggled last year with securing the football, but they have a guy that can get it done. And they'll probably get one in the later rounds. I think they're going to go O-line. Now, this is a hot take right here, you guys. This may be crazy. If Cleveland goes and gets Kirk Cousins, they still have, another quarterback on the roster right now that's going to miss the entire season because of an injury that keeps happening over and over and over. They're paying him a ton of money, right? Yeah. He's still fairly young. So they're really invested in him, Mr. Massage Therapist himself. I can see Cleveland doing some crazy shit, bro. If Kirk Cousins goes to Cleveland, I can see them taking GT there. Nick Chubb leaves. I hear Chicago's potentially interested in bringing him out there and being a 1-2 punch with DeAndre Swift. I can see Cleveland taking GT at 2. We know how Cleveland is, bro. We've seen this year in and year out with them. I can see it.
Why the F with that? This is a team who had Kareem Hunt and had Nick Chubb healthy on their roster and still it didn't amount to a hill of beans. The Browns and their fans,
a hill of beans.
A hill of beans.
I like that.
But at the end of the day, man, it's more so about Cleveland putting butts in the seat.
Yeah.
It's more so about Cleveland not pissing off Myles Garrett. And it's also about the fact that the Cleveland Browns know that Deshaun Watson has taken his last snap for them. They will draft a quarterback like your effing life depended on it. Make no mistake about it, Graphk. Wash your mouth out with soap. With that filth, they will not running back. The
Cleveland. Salute to James. Fellas, I'm not liking free agency, hoping for a better draft. But even with the great draft, I'm not seeing more than 7 to 8 wins this year. Your thoughts? I think you're wrong, James. Salute to you. Appreciate you on the $5 holla. As always, my brother. I think you're wrong. I think that they attacked free agency the way they needed to. They didn't overpay anybody. They're holding on to some money. There's going to be some post-June cuts. This is a deep draft class at each position that we need. Running back, major, linebacker. There's some corners in this draft. I think that they're going to be able to address a lot of the needs there in the draft. And once again, you want to hold on to some cap. You want to have some money post-June where you can potentially bring in some money. And we're not done yet, James. Like, we're truly not done. The heavy luggage was this. Max, he's back. Malcolm Kuntz, back. Butler, back. Geno Smith, quarterback 1. And then you bring in a Stokes, a guy that can potentially be a guy if he's healthy. Chin, who I think a lot of people are undervaluing right now, he is going to be a stud for us. I think a Landon Roberts is going to be great for us. And then, I'm not the biggest Devin White guy, but hopefully he can, become what he was in Tampa, which Spytek spoke highly of him, and Pete Carroll spoke highly of him today at the owners meeting. So I think they did good. I'm not going to say great. I'd give it a B in free agency. But the good thing is they didn't go out there and overpay for mid-ass players, bro.
And this is the thing, too. Most of the time when you see a team that wins free agency, they lose in the regular season.
Yeah.
I want a mixture of winning in the draft and being mildly successful in free agency. And if you have that amalgamation of situations, brother, let me tell you something. That means you got a roster that's filled out that can compete. We don't know about the playoffs. I don't want to make all of these promises, right? But what I could tell you is they will win more games than they did last year, and it'll be a significant number.
Yeah. Salute to Rough Cut. Sorry to chirp in so much as a new guy, but I have a feeling it's going to be Mimbu at 1 in the first round, Trayvon Henderson in the second. He's Chip Kelly's guy. I wouldn't be against that. If that's the way we go, I'm all for it. Once again, I've said it. It's not the sexiest pick taking an offensive lineman at 6, but if they want to build the trenches up the right way, I'm not against that at all. I will be cheering away if we went that route. And once again, Chip he went and got Raheem, Mostert, a guy that he's familiar with, that played a season with them with the Niners. So he has some familiarity there, but I get it. He wants to run the ball a lot. He wants to run the ball. So why not go get one of his own guy? I'm not mad about that.
Look, let me tell you something. If you don't get Jeanty, Henderson better be following in the next round.
Or Juckins.
Some damn body.
Yeah.
You better not come out there with no damn Raheem Mostert.
Man, we getting 2023.
Mostert! Get the F up out of here. F up out of here with that crap.
Yo.
They better go get a running back. I know that damn well.
Somebody clip that, bro. Somebody clip that. She said, Mostert! Yo, I am crying, bro. Salute to Violator. Unc is in the building as well.
Unc's in the building.
I like, man, but need more bodyguards. Talk that shit.
Yo, man,
Unc.
what is up with Violator, LV Maximus, all of the elder statesmen going back to the trenches, man? They always do. They go back to Jim Otto, Gene Upshaw, Art Shell, Bob Brown. That's what they want, man.
I seen Unc out there kicking it with our brother Thor on the Raiders cruise too. They was out there kicking it heavy, man. Salute to Unc. Man. Hope you had a good one out there, man. Appreciate you as always for pulling up.
Fact, man. The Raider Nation Drinking Club got a new member. We are members. We're not charter members, but we're members of the Raider Nation Drinking Club. Kenny King Sr. became a member of the Raider Nation Drinking Club, man. I thought I'd be cracking. He said, wait, hold on. You got to finish that whole beer, baby. I'd be crying.
Yo, Ryan, I don't know. Former 7th round pick, I believe, out of Pitt. He's more 5'11", he's under 6 foot. Yeah. A guy that's on a practice squad at this point, I believe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think they're gonna go get a couple corners in this year's draft, and he may be an odd man out here. I don't know if Devonshire, and we loved him coming out of Pitt. He was a ball hawk, you know what I mean? But I don't know if he's gonna be that guy to be able to step up and make this roster this upcoming season.
Man, I think that's gonna be our Russell Douglas this year. I got faith.
Ooh, okay.
I got faith in him.
We did a film breakdown on him, man. I definitely enjoyed some of his tape. Salute to El Chito. Trey back and Jahad Campbell in round 1. He's been going up on the boards. I'm not against that. Don't talk about linebacker with wasted. His ears perk up and shit. And
yeah, man. Listen, bro. Don't hey man, don't threaten me with a good time.
But hey, I would love it.
This guy right here.
He's different.
He reminds me of Micah Parsons. He reminds me of Micah Parsons. He is a guy that is so versatile that he can play everywhere from the mic to the wheel to with his hand on the ground as an edge.
He's a monster.
Very, very good. He's a monster.
Yeah. Salute to George. Basics. There are plenty of guys in the first 6 who can make us better, if not great. Free agency was better than expected. See, I love that, George. Talk.
It's because he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, man. Salute to my guy, George Manley, one of the OGs over here at OLV and Wasted Talent. Salute to my guy. Salute to Rick, my dog in the building, man. Graphk and Wasted. I got approved at Full Sail University for sports broadcasting and media sales. It will be for my master's, future broadcaster for the talk that shit, Rick. Talk. Salute to my guy, Rick in the building. Brave Raider. Congratulations. Everybody in the chat, give our brother Rick Hey, Rick, you can't be so timid on that camera, man. You're gonna have to
let
loose a little
Rick,
bit.
you gotta like dig down into the depths of your personality and pull out that happy place that you go to when you bowl.
Treat it like the bowling alley, Rick.
That's right, Rick. Rick, you can't be up there looking like you're watching while you're on the screen. You can't be staring into the screen and into the abyss of nothingness, my guy.
Yeah, because I know Rick knows this team like crazy. Just got to get that personality out there. Because when you meet Rick in person, remember he was kicking it with us?
Yeah, man.
Hella cool. He's totally different than what he is on screen. So salute to Rick, though, man. I love it, bro. Congratulations, man. You are family to us. We appreciate you on the $20 holla, man. And congratulations on your new move into sports broadcasting. Salute to fuck you.
We can't wait until he gets it. We're going to slap him in his chest like Ric Flair.
Woo! I can't figure out the OG membership. Shaking my head. Even with gifted, all good, though. I'm going to just pop in a few extra supers. We appreciate you, brother. That means a lot, man.
Appreciate you.
We just appreciate you for being here, brother. That's real talk. Salute to my guy. Get some questions in, you guys. We just hit that hour mark. We were not going to be here all day. We just haven't done one of our shows in a while. Wasted has to do some things. He got some stuff he has to do, and I got some family in from Sacramento. But get a few more questions before we get out of here. We talked about the offensive line and what Spytek and these guys, expect with what we have right now. We talked about this whole Tyreek Hill situation. We can get rid of that. I love what Pete Carroll talked about with Eric Stokes. He's expecting some greatness from him in year one in Vegas on that 1-year deal. We also talked about the Geno Smith. A lot of people were wondering what the hell is going on. I'll give you guys some quotes here. This is coming from Spytek himself. We really look forward to having him not just this year, but for years to come. And then also Pete Carroll went on to say, when it came time to get it, it was automatic that we took a shot at Geno. Fortunately, Seattle was willing to listen. Spytek and got his first big time deal. We pulled it off exactly in the manner that we wanted to. Smith gives us a great kickstart to what's going on. The guy sat for almost 6 years, and that didn't have any wear and tear on him. So that's why he moves so well. He also called him an immediate fix at the quarterback spot and said that we're getting closer to getting that extension done. So for those who are worried right now about this, do not worry too much. We'll be okay. Spytek also went on to say, we could take one anywhere, but I feel like we got a guy that can play football right now, Geno Smith. So the need and the anxiety at that position is not as high as it was a month ago. So we're working on it, you guys. A deal should be done soon with Geno Smith. I don't think there's too much to worry about. Geno hasn't put anything on Instagram or Twitter hinting at being, uncomfortable with this situation coming over to Las Vegas. I think that he understands that it's big business. This is a multi-year deal with a lot of money involved. 40 to 50, 45 million per season. This takes time. You know what I mean? So let's get it right. Let's get it right.
Yeah, as long as we got bird rights, that was the most important thing. Yeah. As long as we got rights, you can negotiate that. You can actually negotiate his contract in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, it's just more so about the fact that having him in the building now means that the Raiders have their draft plan set. They can be flexible, they can be fluid, they can have a big board, and they can go through their board, and they don't have to have a dire sense of having to have a trigger man under center. Yeah. A lot of times I think the reason why it's hard to draft a quarterback is because people constantly, year after year, overdraft guys out of necessity.
Yep.
They overdraft guys out of necessity, and they talk themselves into stuff they probably shouldn't, bro.
Yep.
I.e. Josh Rosen.
Yep. And salute to our guy, Vic, man, put out a few tweets. This is about the O-line, you guys, for those who are just joining the show. They asked, what's the plan at right tackle? We said DJ Glaze. He said, and we have 9 draft picks. And I love offensive linemen. He also went on to say that 4 guys are competing for 2 guard spots: Powers Johnson, Parham, Kappa, and Meredith. And the 3 others, the 3 other than Kappa, will compete for the center job. Also went on to say that, speaking about the free agency market, he said it was robust and we were able to pivot. Described the Raiders' approach as intelligently aggressive, and I know that's not going to make some people happy. I am. Also went on to talk about the linebacker situation. This is coming from Vic as well. Spytek likes the linebacker combination of Landon Roberts at Mike and Devin White at Will. Outside of Von Miller, Devin White's 2020 playoff run was the greatest I've seen from a defensive player. He is a great dude, and we're going to give him a great chance at a resurgence. So there you have it. Also, Vic went on to tell us that it doesn't sound too good about the Raiders getting back to training camp in Napa. Sounds like there's something there holding us back from going there. And then also, this was a tweet from Vic also that I liked a lot. Mark Davis was very excited of Brady, Spytek, and Carroll. He thinks that he got it right this time. The first thing that the owner jokingly asked Carroll is if he's going to teach the Raiders corners to hold like they did in Seattle.
Nice way to get that little.
Yeah, you love to see it. But I mean, hey, other than that, you guys, I mean, I think that owners meetings, we got some. You know, our head coach and general manager weren't going to give up too much sauce. You know what I mean? But I think they kind of opened up the window a little bit and allowed us into their thought process a little bit. And it sounds like they're happy with the moves they made. Once again, we have a ton of flexibility now with what we have at our disposal. I know a lot of people are confused of why we, restructure Christian Wilkins' contract and why we freed up a bunch of money there. But hey, man, we have it at our disposal. And once again, remember, you guys, post-June cuts, there's going to be some talent that's going to be available. We're not done yet. They talked about the wide receiver room, and they said that there's still some free agents out there. They're still making calls. So go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta address this. Steam T, what the F are you talking about?
What does our guy Steam T say?
Ever since Devin White has been available,
he's right.
I've been wanting the Raiders to bring this guy in. Everybody knows how I thought that they should have drafted him before Cleveland Farrell. The F are you talking about, Steam T?
I mean, honestly, they could have drafted anybody over Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, but I'm saying I wanted Devin White, and I thought that's who they would take.
Yeah, but guess what? Devin White would have probably been out of the league in 3 seasons if he was with the Raiders at that point. He played around some great talent in Tampa Bay that definitely helped hide his deficiencies in his game. So let's not act as though he would have been the answer. He would have came to the Raiders and been done in 2.5, 3 seasons. I'm being real right here, Wasted. It is what it is.
Listen, man, he might not have been the answer, but he might have passed the test. He might not have been the whole answer, but he might have passed that. He might have passed and snuck by with a C+. Cleveland Farrell failed.
I don't see you talking like a pimp right now. You know what I mean? Like it's like
that's right. You got to keep up, man. You got to keep
up. I get it. Salute the pessimistic Frank. What's good, baby? Here to support Raiders. F the Queef. Salute to my guy in the building. I appreciate you, Steam T. I mean, literally, he didn't play a down for the Eagles. So I mean, he did nothing because he didn't even play a down for him. He played 7 games with the Texans.
He did something for the Texans, but listen, we're not expecting a guy that gets signed in the middle of the season to go and totally become Dick Butkus out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? This is a good situation for him. He's going into the season, and he has a chance to compete. He has a chance to Dick Butkus.
No, bro, it's so funny because I swear every day I'll walk by my son's room and the door is closed, and you'll hear one of them go, Dick Butkus. And you go to the other one and go, pause, bro. They do it every day. Every day, you Dick Butkus, bro. Pause, bro. Like Dick Buck and Kiss. Like, what are we doing here? It's nasty work, man.
Yo, you got a bad name like Dick Butkus. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's crazy work. Salute to one of the greatest linebackers of all time in Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus. Steve T, I agree. But guess what, man? You know, these guys believe in him. He still has speed. He's still very athletic. And once again, as long as they don't treat him, I think he's a guy that can come in and get to the quarterback.
Bro, what do you guys expect? You guys expect for like Ray Lewis to be just floating around in a scrap heap?
You know what move this was? You know what move this was, Wasted? And tell me if I'm tripping. This is Clavion chasing.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So I'm not mad at it. I just don't love it.
Move. When we brought in Chasen, you guys were shitting all over it. I'm growing a little tired of certain people shitting on everything the Raiders do. Oh no, they gotta trade down or decide to trade down. Oh no, they gotta sign the best free agent or they didn't sign anyone. Get the F up out of here. They gotta build a roster. And it's a salary cap sport. And guess what? Some of these people that we want to come to the Raiders might not want to come to the Raiders. The F is wrong with you.
Palomar and D. White can blitz. Talk that shit, Joseph. Talk. So I mean, look, especially look. I'm not here to say that Devin White is Divine Diablo is not a great linebacker by any means, but I'm gonna tell you right now, at the price point you got him for, Divine's getting paid what, $8 million per to be a starter in Atlanta. That's absolute insane. I don't think they really realize what they got.
I think they thought they were getting Divine from the Wu-Tang Clan and the RZA's older brother.
Got all the deals.
That's right.
Got all the deals.
They thought it was going to be a situation where they get all kind of record deals and all kind of shoe and clothing deals.
Stop selling crack and started selling wool.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
So to the original Divine. Yeah, original Divine. Salute to the 1,300 people still in the building, man. We appreciate you guys as always. Once again, there's no updates on Hunter Renfrow. Once again, it was their words, you guys. He just came into the building to kind of see where they are and so on and so forth. Don't expect anything to be done with Hunter Renfrow, I don't think, anytime soon. I know that Hunter wants to come back. He went on Twitter and said that he's working on his comeback, but it takes two to tango here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, what was for the kids, Daniel? This is facts. Salute to Heat Check. I hate the trade back talk. We didn't go 4-13 to just trade back and pass on drafting a generator. Well, this is the thing, Heat Check. If you trade back with the Jets and pick up some extra capital, he may still be there. If you trade back with Chicago and they go a different, which I think they would take Ginty, let's just say they took some O-line help there or went another direction, you can still trade back and potentially get Ginty. But I agree with you. It's very tough to potentially pass up on that kind of talent there at 6. If he's available, don't overthink it if Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter's not on the board.
Look, this is the thing, right? When you talk about big board, right? We're talking about this, right? Where do you got Ginty ranked on your big board? Probably at the bare minimum.
Top 3.
At the bare minimum, 4th. At the bare minimum.
I have Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Ginty.
That's how I got it too, right? But I said at the bare minimum, right? So some people might sneak a quarterback in there and say, hey, Cam Ward, right? So at the bare minimum, he is the 4th best player in this draft. Why the F would you not do that?
And he could be the best.
Somebody's good enough like that. Even if I didn't need him, I'm drafting him.
Yeah.
The F is wrong with you guys. Got me ill.
Yo, you want to say anything on the way out, man? I know you got some stuff you got to go handle.
Man, let me tell y'all something. This offseason is a long war of attrition. Post June 1st, the draft, going out there signing UDFAs, training camp, people getting cut after training camp. Buckle up and be patient, because the thing that we need to know is that the people who are in the saddle are qualified to make the decisions that they're making, and you don't have a guy that used to be a TV host or some jackwagon who doesn't know how to talk to people making those decisions. Buckle up. You got a guy that was a burnt out goddamn actor on Law and Order making our picks last year. Effing David Ziegler. Can't believe I fell for that crap. Looking like a used car salesman.
Uncle Jesse. Nasty
Little
work.
Full House jumping off here.
Thank you guys to everybody that pulled up for today's show. Wanted to end the month off with a bang. We will be back. Tomorrow's officially April. We are on our way to the draft, you guys. So we're going to be dropping a ton of draft content these next 3 to 4 weeks, 3 weeks leading up to the draft. So stay tuned. We still have our sleeper series. We're going to get back to dropping videos, quick hits on sleeper prospects that be later round guys. Keep an eye on that. And I think I'm going to reach out to a few other prospects that I've met at some of these, the Shrine and stuff like that, and see if we can get them on the show. I'm going to see if I can reach out to Ricky White. We follow each other. I'm going to reach out, see if we can get him on the show. Then that'd be cool, man. We could talk a little bit more about Vegas and potentially being a Raider. But we got a ton of content on the way, you guys. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, as always, we appreciate you guys so much. As always, love and appreciate you all. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building. All the new Get Off My Lawn gang in the building. We just appreciate every single one of you guys for all the support that you guys give our channels, man. And salute to Raider. Been on the way out. Ginty, Saquon, barely 2. Is Ginty, Saquon, barely 2?
Say Saquon Barkley. But I think he want to say Swan Barkley. That's Swan Barkley, man. Let me tell you something. Respect. Swan Barkley. Respect.
Let me say this, Ben. I'm not here to say that he's the next Saquon Barkley. Going off of production, this kid is special. That's all I'm gonna say. And when you watch him on tape, he's just a force to be reckoned with. So I'm not here to say that he's going to be a future Super Bowl winning, running back that could have won the MVP last season. I'm not here to say that. I'm just here to say the kid is special. When you watch him, it's clear as day on tape that this kid can be very, very special and potentially be a Saquon Barkley-esque type player at the next level, depending on where he goes. Saquon, if he never went to the Giants and started his career with Philadelphia in the situation he's in now, he'd probably break every fucking record every running back record in the NFL.
That's Saquon Barkley, man.
That's Saquon Barkley, man.
Saquon Barkley, man. He said, man, respect. Not respect, but he said respect.
But respect.
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. But other than that, y'all, you got anything on the way out, bro?
Nah, man, that damn Saquon Barkley nice. That's the only thing I know. That's the only thing I know. That's it. Whenever you talk about a running back, it's got to be Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. Other than that, y'all, we love y'all. We'll be back this week at some point doing another Graphk and Wasted or Wasted and Graphk show. Stay tuned. The draft is near, you guys. So stay tuned. We're going to be rocking heavily. Other than that, love. Appreciate you all. We outro. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.